Tempranillo is one of the most planted red grapes, and it's responsible for some of the best wines in the world, especially in Spain. However, in today's episode, we'll learn a bit about Tempranillo and share two choices that may surprise you. Enjoy the video, give it a like, and subscribe to our channel for more. Tempranillo comes from the word temprano, which translates as early, a reference to the fact that Tempranillo, which needs ample heat, ripens several weeks ahead of other red grapes. When we think of Tempranillo, we think of a red wine from Spain. In fact, Spain is home to the vast majority of plantings, around 500,000 acres. Tempranillo is grown in Rioja and Ribera del Duero. It's also grown in Toro, located a short trip down the Duero River from Ribera del Duero, where it's known locally as Tinto de Toro. It's also grown in Navarra and Castilla-La Mancha.
Tempranillo's profile may be fresh and fruit-forward with notes of cherries and strawberries, or intensely savory with sun-dried tomato, tobacco, and leather. Modern producers favor the use of less oak, and at times, Tempranillo may almost be Bordeaux-like in character. So my Tempranillo today is from Rioja, located in north-central Spain. It's influenced by the Atlantic Ocean and has a moderate climate. And while you might be thinking I have a red wine, I actually have a rosé. This is the Bodegas Otañón 2020 Claret Rosado. It's a $12 wine. Otañón is run by the fourth generation of the family who have been making wine for more than 80 years. And what's special about this Claret Rosado is that it's a blend of 75% Viura and 25% Tempranillo. Viura is a white grape grown in the Rioja area, but this does have the Tempranillo in it. And what's unique is that the wine is vinified as a red wine, which means the must remains in contact with the skins during fermentation that takes place over an 11-day period, which is a pretty slow period. Yeah. And the result is this pale salmon pink wine with beautiful floral aromas. It is just a clean and bright wine with fresh, refreshing acidity. It's bringing back summer, spring. I love it. What about you, Cindy?
So I love your wine. I mean, that sounds absolutely fabulous. You're right. Summer and spring in the glass looks beautiful. And for $12, I can't even believe it.
But I have go wrong.
Yeah, no way. You cannot go wrong. And I don't think you can go wrong with what I chose too, because while Spain has the largest planting of Tempranillo, I did not select a Tempranillo from Spain. It's also grown in Portugal, and where it's known as Tinto Roriz. It's also planted in Argentina, Australia, California, the Okanagan Valley in Canada, and Washington State. But did you know it's also planted in Oregon's Umpqua Valley? The Umpqua Valley is one of the few regions to lay claim to Tempranillo as a signature variety. And I have this beautiful Abasella 2018 Barrel Select Tempranillo for $35. Now, I've had some of the wines before. Abasella Winery is owned by Earl and Hilda Jones. Both were doctors in immunology in Georgia, and with no winemaking experience, they left their lucrative careers, packed their children in that old station wagon, and traveled 2,700 miles west to devote themselves to what they say test the hypothesis that Roseburg, Oregon, in Umpqua Valley had the climate for growing Tempranillo. So I love that story. It's just such a great backstory about passion and pioneering. But Abasella, which stems from the word abacelar, a little used Latin Spanish verb meaning to plant a grapevine. Abasella recently celebrated their 25th anniversary. That was last year. So they're now in their 26th year. Earl and Hilda Jones have not only realized their dream to plant Spanish wine varieties, but they've also cultivated 15 more varieties at Abasella, an estate of 500 acres and then 75 acres are under vine. But this particular 2018 is estate grown, and there are only 399 cases produced. So it's very exclusive. So I try to get your hands on this. It's aged in French, American, and neutral oak. Aromas and flavors, oh my gosh. They're bright with fresh blackberries, violets, mocha, spice, and a little smoke. Tannins are firm. Great tannins, food-friendly acidity. And I'll have to say this young wine has potential to age probably 10 more years. So I just love it. I just can't wait to, I mean, I'm going to get another bottle because that one this is open, but I'm going to be aging the next one. So it's a great one.
Well, Cindy, obviously based on the descriptors in our two wines, I think Tempranillo is a natural pairing with tapas, such as Rioja style potatoes with chorizo or jamon iberica, or heartier dishes like roasted pork. I mean, for me, this rosé, I'd pair it with tapas or summer dishes. I think a lot of small bites and cheeses would be perfect with this. What about you and your wine?
Well, tapas for sure. I mean, anything small bites, the olives. I mean, even some like sardines on crostini or something like that. But even burgers. I mean, go to the grill and just do some burgers on the grill, or lamb, a roasted lamb, or a holiday ham. Put a little holiday ham in the oven, and it's good to go. And
getting so fancy.
For the wine. Well, I love it. I love that we've shared these two really interesting wines of Tempranillo, rosé, and then one from Oregon. And they're really not what people expect when people say Tempranillo. So those of you who are watching this, what do you think? Give our video a like, share your favorite Tempranillo in the comments, and subscribe to our channel. Cheers.
Cheers.